So hi, Anees, am I
Yes,
audible
sir.
to you?
Yes, sir.
Audible?
It's perfect. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So hello everyone. Good evening. Greetings and welcome to the Toppers Talk over here. So myself, Priyojit Banerjee. So I have done masters from IIT Patna. My specialization is civil and infrastructure engineering. So today I have with me Mohammed Anees, who has done very well in this year GATE. He has secured an All India rank of 379 in the civil engineering domain in GATE 2021. So before I move on to him to discuss about his journey, to discuss about his way, his preparation strategies, what he did in the magical 3 hours that he got in the examination. So I'll just give a brief introduction of Anees. So
Yes,
he's
sir.
basically a final year student. He's in his final year completing his BTech course. He has scored 71.95 marks and his GATE score is 799 out of 1000. But this achievement of his becomes much more remarkable when you see the thing that he has done his this thing in his first attempt, along with managing his BTech studies, the coursework, the project, presentations, and also there are many other like assignments and all that we have. So keeping all these things in track when you are going for an examination such as GATE and you're securing such a good rank, it becomes all the more commendable and remarkable. So I extend my heartful of congratulations, thanks, and also my best wishes to him for securing such a good rank, and also my best wishes for all his future endeavors.
Thank you
So
so
before
much, sir.
we,
That was a very good introduction. And
okay,
I think,
so yeah,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so so before I if we move on, I would request Anis to just give a brief introduction of him. ज़्यादा मतलब ये बड़ा कुछ नहीं, एक छोटा introduction आराम से अच्छा अपना दो कि कहाँ पढ़ते हो, क्या college है, what you do and all. एक brief introduction because I also need to know you and जो भी हमारे साथ यहाँ पे सब तुमको सुने. Okay,
hel-
so please Anis go on.
so, so hello, everyone. I am a final year student right now from Rizvi College of Engineering, and I am pursuing in civil engineering. So I have given GATE this time for the first time, and I got a rank of 379, which was pretty shocking at the first, but I think it was a very good attempt. I think I can do better, but I do not have any plans to give the GATE again the next time. But let's see. Let's hope.
Okay, so you have already made up your mind that you are not going to give GATE again. Okay, so that is perspective. वो फिर change हो सकता है. Depends
Yes,
upon
sir. It's
कैसे कैसे.
undecided as of now.
हाँ, so as of now you seem to be pretty happy with what you have achieved right
Yes,
now.
sir.
So okay, so just tell me कि ये जो गेट का प्रिपरेशन है ये तुमने कब सोचा कि लाइक वी ऑल नो कि हम लोग सिविल इंजीनियरिंग पढ़ रहे हैं या कोई भी से कोर फील्ड हो या कुछ भी हो, you have to go for gate because that is the only bigger opportunity that you have. Either you go for the higher studies or you go for the job and all. कोई भी अपॉर्चुनिटी है तो हमें गेट में जाना है. बट लेकिन अच्छा मुजाहिद पबजी, अच्छा ठीक है, पबजी वाले बात थोड़े बाद में होगा, ठीक है. सो अभी तो तुमने कब सोचा कि तुम गेट के लिए सिंसियरली अभी तुमको एकदम नीचे उतरना है, यू हैव टू गेट इनटू द मार्केट.
So, sir, in civil engineering, as of right now, the current scenario is there are quite a few limited opportunities after BTech. So, if you want to broaden the perspective that you have
Yeah.
actually, so I think GATE is the only platform where you get to broaden your prospect, that you will get a number of opportunities wherein you can select any of those. For example, if you want a good job, you can get a government job. If you want further studies, which I had not decided at that moment while going for GATE, but right now I will have multiple options in front of me that I
Yeah.
cannot have after BTech. So GATE gives that platform to have that opportunity. So that is the reason I selected to go
Okay.
out for GATE.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
Ravikant, Anis will share his preparation strategy one by one. We will ask him some questions. जो भी तुम्हारे questions है, you can just post the questions. I'll ask Anish because he's the man of the hour, so he need to answer those things. Okay, so see, अभी जो तुमने बोला कि see the thing that he said it is I will just elaborate it a bit because when you are giving gate, your opportunity widens. because because not only you go get an opportunity for the jobs either in PSUs or many other government sectors, but also you get an opportunity for the higher studies such as masters ho jaye, MS ho jaye, in your PhD programs ho jaye, any management programs ho jaye. So in order to widen your scope, you have to apply for this examination gate.
Yeah.
So जो भी अभी थर्ड ईयर में है या फाइनल ईयर में है, जैसा भी तुम्हारा प्रिपरेशन हो, वट एवर इज योर स्टेज इन, यू हैव टू गो फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन. एम आई करेक्ट?
Yes, sir, precisely.
Okay. So Anish, I will just ask you about your preparation strategy. कि तुमने exactly which time पे तुमने, देखो एक तो तुम्हारे सेमेस्टर्स एग्जाम्स चलते हैं वो तुम पढ़ रहे हो,
Yes.
तो किस टाइम पे तुमने स्पेसिफिकली गेट के लिए चालू किया कि हाँ सेपरेटली गेट के लिए मुझे अब से करना है?
मतलब सर ये जो लास्ट ईयर था, इट वाज अ वेरी डिफरेंट ईयर, सो ऐसे
हम्म.
प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रेटजी तो एग्जैक्टली नहीं बोल सकते, बट लास्ट ईयर every the entire
नहीं
time
मतलब तुमने
there was a
स्टार्ट,
lockdown and everything.
या
So
लाइक इफ आई कैन इंटरजेक्ट वंस, तुमने स्टार्ट कब किया, लाइक व्हेन यू स्टार्टेड कि हाँ अभी मुझे अभी से गेट के लिए अच्छे से पढ़ना है, वो चीज तुमने कब स्टार्ट किया?
uh, near around 6 to 8 months before the gate examination, near around that much, that I was very much decided that now I have to completely give out everything I can, and
हम्म.
get a good rank, because everything, the lockdown was there, then there
हम्म.
was not much jobs coming up, there were not much placements around in the colleges, so I had to give my best so that I can get a good opportunities.
हम्म.
So that is when I selected. So our semester exams also got postponed a lot.
या.
So that time, that entire free time that I had, I used
हम्म.
it for getting a good studies and good base. I set it up at that period, and then in
हम्म.
the last few months, I completely studied everything, revised properly, and then I got a good rank. So that
ओके.
was
सो
the main strategy.
ओके, सो जो भी तुमने टाइम तुम्हें मिला, यू प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज द टाइम, यू मैनेज द टाइम सो एज टू सेग्रीगेट योर स्टडीज फॉर द सेमेस्टर्स आल्सो एंड आल्सो फॉर द गेट एग्जामिनेशन आल्सो, राइट?
Yes, sir.
अभी
Yes, sir.
someone has asked Gagan Ramparia, please share some top secret which I can use in my next attempt. So कुछ तुम्हें लगता है कुछ top secret है? Do you
No, sir.
feel there is some top secret?
Secret, as in it is not much of a secret, but the only tips that I could give is that
Hmm.
consistency is the only thing that can give you good rank in GATE, because the syllabus is so vast that you
Hmm.
cannot do anything in one day, or you cannot do anything in 1 month. So you need to be consistent throughout. You need to have a lot of time, as in around 6 to 8 months, and then
Yeah.
when you prepare yourself for those entire 6 to 8 months, then you can get a good GATE rank. That is what I believe, because you cannot
And to,
do that in a small period.
yeah. So, and to add with you, I would also like to say that apart from consistency, there has to be that you should not be complacent at all. ओके, कि
Yes,
हाँ
sir.
आज मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ लिया, आज मुझसे बहुत ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन सॉल्व होंगे, तो कल थोड़ा रिलैक्स कर लेंगे. ये चीज़ जब आ जाएगा ना, देन ओनली यू थिंक दैट योर ग्राफ विल गो डाउन, बिकॉज यू हैव टू ऑलवेज मेक योर ग्राफ इन अ मोनोटोनिकली इंक्रीजिंग वे. कभी वो डिक्रीज नहीं करना चाहिए. ठीक है. सो कंसिस्टेंस एंड कंप्लेसेंसी, जो भी यहाँ पे सुन रहे हैं अच्छे से सुनो, कोई स्कीम नहीं है. देखो कोई स्कीम नहीं होता है गेट में अच्छे रैंक करने के लिए. ठीक है. सबको लगता है कि कोई स्कीम कुछ मिल जाए तो हम लोग कर देंगे. नहीं, जो अनिश ने बताया एग्जैक्टली करेक्ट है. यू हैव टू बी कंसिस्टेंट एवरी डे, यू हैव टू पुट इन द सेम एफर्ट. ठीक है. एंड यू हैव टू बी नॉन कॉम्प्लेसेंट, कि आज मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा
Yes,
एफर्ट दिया, आज मैंने अच्छा पढ़ा, तो मैं कल थोड़ा सा ढीला कर दूंगा, 2 दिन थोड़ा रेस्ट कर लेता हूँ, 3 दिन थोड़ा घूम लेता हूँ. ठीक है. सो दैट थिंग यू हैव टू रेस्ट्रिक्ट.
yes, sir.
ओके अनिश, सो लाइक अभी प्रिपरेशन में थोड़ा सा और डिटेल्स में आ जाते हैं. लाइक जब तुमने प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट किया, तुमने कैसे किया, लाइक विच सब्जेक्ट्स यू टुक फर्स्ट, फिर लास्ट, मतलब कैसे गए, सब्जेक्ट्स का ऑर्डर क्या था? मे बी यू वेंट विथ योर स्ट्रेंथ फर्स्ट, वीकनेस फर्स्ट, क्या था वो बताओ.
सर स्टार्ट, एज इन तो सर स्टार्ट तो पहले तो सबसे इजीएस्ट से ही किया, बिकॉज पहले एक बेस सेटअप करना था कि आई वांटेड टू मेक अ हैबिट दैट यस आई विल स्टडी. सो इन दैट
यस.
पीरियड, सो फर्स्ट आई टुक अप विद एप्टीट्यूड एंड मैथ्स, दैट इज द इजीएस्ट बेसिक सब्जेक्ट्स. सो
ओके.
first make that as strength, and then go into detail to some detailed core civil engineering subjects. So that is how
ओके.
I planned it out.
सो दैट मीन्स यू हैव फर्स्ट स्टार्टेड विथ मैथ्स एंड एप्टी.
Maths and aptitude,
सो
and then the basic civil engineering subjects which are there in the second semester, as in fluid mechanics, strength of materials. Once that is completed, then we can move on to some harder, difficult, more weightage kind of subjects like
ओके.
geotechnical. So that was the entire phase.
ओके, सो एज पर द सेमेस्टर, जैसे तुमने सेमेस्टर में पढ़ा है, मतलब ये पढ़ा
Yes.
था, लाइक वाइज यू हैव गॉन थ्रू द स्टडीज, राइट?
Yes, sir.
ओके,
Exactly.
ठीक है. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम ऑल दिस सब्जेक्ट्स, लाइक अमंगस्ट ऑल दिस सब्जेक्ट्स, व्हिच सब्जेक्ट डू यू फील वाज मोर डिफिकल्ट, या उसमें ज़्यादा तुम्हें स्ट्रेस देना पड़ा, या उसमें ज़्यादा तुम्हें एफर्ट डालना पड़ा, या जनरली सबको उतना एफर्ट उसमें डालना चाहिए एज पर एज द स्टूडेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू?
Yes, sir. So the as per civil engineering, sir, the most weightage, the subjects which are most asked in the subjects are those like geotechnical engineering, environmental engineering. These have
That's
a
what you
weightage
feel.
of around 15 marks each. So
Yeah.
you have to have a lot of input in those subjects because these
Hmm.
will be your scoring areas. If you
Hmm.
skip these subjects,
Okay.
then it will be very difficult to get a good score, I believe. So those are the main subjects that I had a focus on, and also
Okay.
mathematics. Mathematics was kind of my weak point, so I
Okay.
had to focus a lot on that too.
So that means since mathematics was your little bit of weak, little bit on the
Yes,
weaker side, so you have taken that weak point first and you have made that कि हाँ भाई ये मेरा जो weak point है वो थोड़ा अभी strengthen हो जाए.
yes, sir.
Was that
Exactly.
somewhere in your mind कि मतलब since
Yes,
ये
sir.
मेरा weak point है तो इसको मैं पहले करूँ?
Yes, sir. Because maths is something I've always kind of feared, so I
Hmm.
had to first take that up and then take up the difficult subject so that it will
Okay.
be
Okay.
kind of balanced. That is the
Balance
reason.
thing. See,
Yes, sir.
so like this is where me and Anish, we both have a like a common thing. We are on the common platform over here only because अगर देखो, मैंने भी जब मैं पढ़ाता हूँ, I also tell my students कि जो भी तुम्हारा weak point है, that weak point you need to first strengthen up. जो भी स्कीम और मतलब वो पूछ रहे हैं वो सब सुन लो, कि जो भी तुम्हारे पास कोई स्पेशल सब्जेक्ट नहीं है, जो भी तुम्हारा वीकर पॉइंट्स है, यू नो व्हाट इज योर वीक पॉइंट, जो तुम्हें पढ़ने में अच्छा नहीं लगता है वही तुम्हारा वीक पॉइंट है. तो उसे तुम पहले पढ़ो, उसे तुम पहले अपना स्ट्रेंथ बनाओ, एंड जो तुम्हारे स्ट्रेंथ पॉइंट उसे नेग्लेक्ट नहीं करना है, उसे तुमको और अच्छे तरीके से करना, बिकॉज यू नो कि उसे तुम कम टाइम में कवर अप कर पाओगे. लेकिन जो तुम्हारा वीक पॉइंट है उसे अगर तुम लास्ट के लिए छोड़ोगे तो यू विल रिक्वायर ज़्यादा टाइम. फिर क्या होगा ना, तुम में वो डीमोरलाइजिंग चीज आ जाएगा एंड यू विल गो डाउन.
Yes, sir. बाद
ओके.
में क्योंकि in the end there is a lot of pressure, there is a lot of difficulties, there is semester exam submissions. So at that time the difficult subjects it ऐसा फीलिंग होता है कि बस ये सब्जेक्ट छोड़ ही देते, क्विट हो जाता है वो सब्जेक्ट,
यस
फिर
यस
खुलता
यस
नहीं है.
यस, एंड इन दैट
यस
केस क्या होता है, यू लूज 8 to 10 मार्क्स, तुम उसे छू ही नहीं पाओगे.
यस सर.
राइट. वेरी गुड. ओके. सो अभी देखो, हम लोग तो प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं, बहुत बच्चे प्रिपरेशन करते हैं, देयर आर लैक्स एंड लैक्स ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स हु आर अपेयरिंग फॉर गेट. ठीक है. बट जो लोग सक्सेस होते हैं वेरी हैंडफुल. ठीक है. सो अपार्ट फ्रॉम योर बिल्डिंग कंसेप्ट्स, यू हैव टू रिवाइज द सब्जेक्ट्स. सो तुमने रिवीजन कैसे किया सच दैट ईच एंड एवरी कंसेप्ट, ईच एंड एवरी डेरिवेशंस तुम्हारे एकदम फिंगर टिप्स में रहेंगे? तुमने वो रिवीजन स्ट्रेटेजी कैसे किया? दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग आई थिंक दैट यू शुड टेल एवरीवन.
Yes. So the
ओके.
revision strategy was basically, I'm thankful to Vidyalankar for that. The tutorial batches, those were really helpful for revising all of the concepts that were cleared out in the previous lectures. So at the end, the tutorial sessions where we had mixed subjects lectures, where mixed sessions of all of the subjects, sums were taken out, the good sums were which were asked, some of them in the previous year examinations. Those kind of help to brush up all the concepts, so that helps a lot while you are doing some mock tests or anything. So that was the main way that I had revised everything. Apart from that, I don't think there is much that will help in those revision stages.
ओके. सो लाइक नहीं, इफ आई वांट टू आस्क यू कि जो तुमने मतलब क्लासेस में पढ़े होगे, या जो तुमने खुद पढ़ा है, जो तुमने क्लासेस में नोट्स बनाए हैं, हाउ हैव यू रिवाइज्ड एंड समराइज दोस थिंग्स? मतलब सिंस जब तुम पहले पढ़ोगे इट विल बी अ ह्यूज वास्ट थिंग, बिकॉज एट दैट
Yes.
टाइम एट द फर्स्ट स्टेज यू विल बिल्ड द कंसेप्ट. द सेकंड स्टेज विल बी कि उसे तुम अच्छे से फिर से समराइज करोगे. थर्ड स्टेज विल बी रिविजन रिविजन रिविजन. तो रिवीजन के
Yes.
लिए तुमने क्या कुछ स्पेशल कुछ चीज किया था कि आई विल मेक शॉर्ट शॉर्ट नोट्स बनाएंगे, बहुत होते हैं, कोई मतलब कोई
Uh,
कोई शॉर्ट शॉर्ट नोट्स बनाते हैं, सम समथिंग लाइक दैट. तुमने कुछ ऐसा किया था, या कुछ ऐसे किए थे कि मंथली वाइज मैं कुछ रिवीजन करूंगा, एनीथिंग लाइक दैट यू हैव डन?
सर स्टार्ट में मतलब बेसिकली ऐसे मेरा प्लान था कि दैट आई विल मेक सम रिवीजन नोट्स एज सच, बट
ओके.
इन दी एंड जैसे जैसे टाइम पास होता जाता है तो
हम्म.
टाइम उतना मिलता नहीं है कि टू दैट यू कैन मेक अनदर सेट ऑफ फुल नोट्स विद
ओके.
डिटेल्ड
हम्म.
with important concepts. So what I had
हम्म.
to do was I was more of focusing on know, reading the entire subject sometimes taking up some textbooks and something. So that was the
Hmm.
way I thought that it would help me to revise something much better, try to learn something more that I can every time that I study some subject. So that was the
Okay.
main key, I think.
Okay. Okay. अभी एक और थिंग विच आई नीड टू नो बिकॉज यू हैव डन इट इन द फाइनल ईयर. सो अभी लाइक इन द हमारे in the COVID time also, you had your semester exams हो, your semesters के works हो, course work हो, your BTech project हो. So doing all those things and you're also doing for the gate studies. So how you are able to manage the timeline? वो timeline कैसे manage कर रहे थे? Because gate के लिए तो you have to put in a lot of effort. Because जब तुम initially पढ़ोगे, जितने भी तुमको पढ़ाया जाए, but you have to also put in your own effort. How much you are fed, you have to put in your own effort. So तुम वो timeline कैसे रेफर कर रहे थे? मतलब कैसे मैनेज कर रहे थे कि अभी ये पढ़ूंगा फिर वो पढ़ूंगा?
सर वो एक फेज बहुत डिफिकल्ट सा था, बिकॉज हम लोग का
हम्म.
जो एग्जाम्स हुए थे, सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स, दे वर नियरली अबाउट 15 days बिफोर गेट एग्जामिनेशन. सो
Yes,
दैट
yes.
वाज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट पार्ट टू मैनेज.
Hmm.
बट एज अ होल, इफ यू सी द सब्जेक्ट्स which were there in the semesters, since I was in the seventh semester, sorry, I was in the sixth semester while I was giving the gate exam. So those were the geotechnical, environmental, those were the almost similar subjects. So that was a main advantage, that I had to
Hmm.
study those similar subjects only while giving the
Hmm.
bachelor's examinations.
Hmm.
So I had to revise only those subjects, because mainly most of the part of that subject's core part was already covered in the gate
Hmm.
syllabus. So I only had to revise some subjects, and some subjects were new. Yes, there was some effort required, but
Hmm.
as a whole, it was not so difficult while doing the final year examinations along with it.
ओके ओके. सो जो भी तुम्हारे सब्जेक्ट्स थे, जो तुम्हारे कॉमन थिंग्स थे, सो दैट कॉमन थिंग्स यू हैव डन along with the gate level preparation, and
Yes,
the
sir.
and the rest जो वहाँ पे नहीं थे, that also you are doing side by side, right?
Yes, sir. For some
Okay.
time, it was required to study
Hmm.
those subjects which are not in GATE.
Hmm.
So, like quantity estimation, some subjects
Hmm.
that were
Hmm.
not asked as frequently in GATE. So
Yeah.
that had to be done separately. But
Hmm.
sometime you need to put out for your college. That's why.
Okay. So if I put your statement like this, कि you took initially some time to manage this thing, but बाद में वो thing it got streamlined as you put in more effort. वो streamline होते गया. Yes, your
Yes.
semesters are going like this, and your grade preparation is also going on the same track. Is it like that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So there's a question for you, Anish. It's from Anurag Patel. That did you also refer to any reference books? So can you please tell? तुम कोई reference book refer किए हो कि नहीं?
Yes, sir. There are basically the reference books, but those are in a very latter stage. In the
Hmm.
initial stage, firstly, I only refer the classes notes, Vidyalankar notes. That's it. But in the end, while I had some time to acquire some fresh knowledge, at that time I was just reading about those some of the important subjects which have a good weightage and some theoretical
Hmm.
aspect is asked. Only
Hmm.
those subjects I referred, the brushed up only the reference books. That's it.
Like
Rest
if you
I
can
did
name a
not
few
use
reference book,
much.
it would be helpful.
The
अगर कुछ याद
environmental
आ रहा है.
engineering books or geotechnical engineering books, these are very basic, sir. The PM Modi, I think. And then there is for environmental, there is
गर्ग.
basic books, sir. Yes, sir. Garg, SK Garg.
एस के
These
गर्ग.
basic books,
सो
that's it.
सो आई विल ऑल्सो से द सेम थिंग दैट अगर तुम स्टार्टिंग से बुक पढ़ने जाओगे, क्या होगा ना, बुक विल हैव द होल थिंग in totality. But अगर तुम कहीं पे कोचिंग ले रहे हो या पढ़ रहे हो, so what will happen, whoever the faculty is, they have already gone through those things, so they will give all the material in a concise way. So when you
Yes.
get all those material in a concise way, so you have all the concepts already over there in your head. After that you can go and you can read the books. For example, if you are
Yes.
going for structures पहले तुम्हें सीखना पड़ेगा from a person who knows, जो तुम्हें सिखा सकता है, सीख लो. After that you can go and follow any book, so you will understand what is there. Okay.
Yes.
So now, अच्छा, one more question we have. How many mock tests did you give? कितना mock test
Mock
तुम दिए थे?
tests.
Yeah.
Mock test, sir, was a
Small test.
very good part, but I had
Hmm.
stretched it out over a very long period. Since जब से मैंने start किया था sir preparations करना, तभी से I
Hmm.
was giving some topic wise tests so as to just revise and
So
fairly
yeah,
have
like
an idea
this was
of
from which
what
month?
subject.
This was from which month you started those tests?
Nearly around October, I think.
So from
October,
October तुमने
November.
टेस्ट चालू कर दिए थे?
Topic wise test, sir, not
टॉपिक
full
वाइज.
length test.
ओके.
Full
Okay.
length test I was giving near the end where my entire subject was where my entire portion was completed. But
Okay.
in the start, I was giving some topic wise, subject wise tests as I was complete going on completing the
Hmm.
subject that I was
Okay.
in hand. So
Hmm.
that is how I gave. But I gave a lot of mock tests. Mock tests really help when you want to revise something, when you want to
Hmm.
practice some of the sums that you have not visited, because you cannot go and do every previous year papers. You can,
Hmm.
but it is a very difficult job to have find out those difficult sums and the conceptual ones. So that is where these mock tests help. They are very
Okay.
helpful in those parts.
सो लाइक मॉक टेस्ट तुमने मैक्सिमम जितने हो सकते तुमने मॉक टेस्ट दिए हैं लाइक
Yes.
इंक्लूडिंग द टॉपिक वाइज टेस्ट सब्जेक्ट टेस्ट सब
Yes.
एंड
Yes, sir.
इट हेल्प यू ब्रश ऑल द कंसेप्ट्स टुगेदर
Yes,
मतलब एक
sir.
के बाद
It
एक
really
लाइक सपोज
helps.
लाइक जियोटेक के बाद एनवायरनमेंट के बाद ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सो यू कैन अप्लाई ऑल द थिंग्स टुगेदर
Yes,
सो
sir.
अगेन लाइक इट्स अ सजेशन फ्रॉम अनीस ऑल्सो एंड फ्रॉम मी ऑल्सो कि मॉक टेस्ट जब तुम्हारा पूरा एग्जामिनेशन का सिलेबस हो जाए अगर नहीं भी हो देन ऑल्सो यू गो फॉर द फुल लेंथ मॉक टेस्ट बिकॉज जब भी फुल
Yes.
लेंथ मॉक टेस्ट दोगे यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि तुम यू कैन अप्लाई द कंसेप्ट और नॉट बिकॉज हर एक क्वेश्चन हर एक सब्जेक्ट के क्वेश्चन बाद के बाद नहीं आएंगे डिफरेंट क्वेश्चन मिक्स करके आएंगे सो इन दैट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि तुम्हारा लेवल ऑफ कंसेप्ट कहाँ पे है
Yes, sir.
ओके अनिश सो वन मोर इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन जो कि सब पूछते हैं कितने घंटे पढ़ते थे दिन में
सर अभी तो कोविड का टाइम था, तो आई वाज
हम्म
मोस्टली एट माय होम ओनली, सो आई
हम्म
हैड अ लॉट ऑफ फ्री टाइम ऑन माय हैंड, सो आई
हम्म
यूटिलाइज्ड द मोस्ट आई कुड. बट देयर वाज नो फिक्स timeline as such that I could only study from this time to this time. So I tried to maximize the time that I can get to study,
हम्म
because that is what it helps in the end. So
हम्म
there was no such time period that I would study only for this duration or such. I would not say anything like that.
सो लेट नाइट स्टडीज था या मॉर्निंग में स्टडीज था कैसे मतलब करते थे
No, sir, I do not prefer late night. I prefer
ओके
the morning time, my
यू
morning
प्रेफर
time.
द
So,
मॉर्निंग
yes, sir.
ओके सो दैट इज अगेन डिपेंड्स अपॉन स्टूडेंट टू स्टूडेंट कोई लेट
Yes,
नाइट
sir.
को मतलब पढ़ सकता है कोई मॉर्निंग का हो सकता है ओके सो दैट इज फाइन नाउ वन मोर इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट जो हम लोग बहुत लाइक बात करते हैं देयर आर मेनी स्टूडेंट्स इनिशियल डेज ऑफ द प्रिपरेशन दे विल गो वेरी हाई दे आर वेरी एनर्जेटिक when you go at the middle stage or the later stage the energy is down they are gone
Yes,
they're
sir.
out of the track they gets demotivated so how did you stay motivated throughout the year throughout your journey
Sir, motivated as in you get motivation from your course itself, as just when you start studying. So when once you have completed a few subjects, then
Hmm.
you get the interest. So I think the first part where you have to study the first few basic subjects, that is the most difficult part. Once you have developed that habit of
Hmm.
studying, so then it becomes very easy, because you have that habit of studying. So you will go on, and you will keep on acquiring new concepts. So the
Hmm.
part where you set up the base, that is the most important. After that, keeping on studying, I don't think that makes it very much that is very much difficult. After that, it's only simple. You just have to keep on repeating what you have already done.
Okay, so once you build up your concept you have to go on revising those concepts
Yes, sir.
and apart from revising you have to solve numericals so as to strengthen your concepts
Yes, sir.
so as you go on doing that you will automatically feel motivated right
Yes, sir. Automatically, that interest arises that,
interest
yeah, this was a
arises
good question. So I need to do more about this subject. So that
yes
way you feel motivated yourself.
okay and like अगर कोई ये टेस्ट सीरीज दे रहे हो तो if you are faltering any question if you are unable to do any question or if you are getting lesser marks in your test series how would you cope up with that उस टाइम में तुम्हारे दिमाग में क्या चलता होगा
Sir, as in when you are a part of Vidyalankar, so that helps a lot, because you have
Hmm.
faculties that will help you in every aspect. So there is one faculty who can help you in all of those subjects. So you don't need to go to every faculty for different subjects. One faculty will only help you with most of the subjects. So that way you can clear any of your doubts which you have. So that helps a lot. While you will come across problems that you cannot solve, so there are always new problems coming up, so that can be solved by the faculties, and then coping up with those concepts, it helps.
ओके सो फैकल्टीज के साथ लाइक यू हैव गॉट द हेल्प कि कहीं
Yes,
पे भी
sir.
अगर तुम अटक जाते हो सो यू हैव गॉट ऑल दिस हेल्प राइट
Yes,
okay
sir.
and one
Lot
more
of help.
important thing if you are not being able to answer or if you're not being able to do any question don't get demotivated Okay,
Yes, sir.
learn that concept and move forward. Okay, so someone has asked Rimjim Das. She has asked that what are your future plans, job or MTech? So this would be my
That,
question later on. Abhi bata do.
yes, sir. But that is as of now. I think I am undecided as of now. But let's see what opportunities I can get, and that is when I will decide. So
So
it's
right now,
not.
like both the things you can go. Either you can go for job or
Yes,
masters, right?
yes, sir.
So
As
depending
of
on
now, I am
क्या तुम्हें
looking for
मिलता है.
good opportunities.
Okay, okay. So you're open to both job or MTech.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So there's one more question from Abhijit Nath. What are the specializations that we can choose for masters, and which specialization have the most job opportunities for civil engineers? Shall you answer it, or shall I answer it?
Yes, I think you are the expert in this
Okay,
question,
so
sir.
so I'll take that question. So see, for the specialization for choosing masters is like it is again subjective. It will depend upon your choice. Okay, but if you take in generic sense, like which options we should go for, so you have to first see कि कौन सा specialization में it is more vast, कौन से specialization में you will have more options to explore. Likewise, I will say structural is the first most important specialization that you should go for, because you will have many dimensions. You can go into the design section, you can go into the vibration analysis, the dynamics part, or pure structural analysis. So there are many aspects to that. Then you can go for the geotechnical or the soil mechanics, then transportation. Likewise, you can go on. So there are many specialization. So it depends upon whatever the like what is the interest of the student. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and most job opportunities, see, this is again subjective. If I go for the most job opportunities, so it has to be segregated into the private field and the public field, that is the government field. So if you're going for the government sectors, it would be mainly the water resource field, environmental and water resource field. And if you're going into good private sectors, you can go for any of the things such as transportation, structural, geotech, construction management. Any of these topics you can choose. Okay, so I hope that has answered your question. I have answered in a
Yes,
very
sir.
brief.
Also mine.
Yeah, so I answered in a very brief way. So अभी I will go on to your day of the exam. वो 3 घंटे 65 क्वेश्चन 100 मार्क्स क्वेश्चंस तुम्हारे पास वन बाय वन आ रहे थे. व्हाट वाज गोइंग थ्रू योर माइंड, व्हाट वाज योर स्ट्रेटेजी, तुमने कैसे अप्रोच किया, 1 मार्क्स के क्वेश्चन पहले या 2 मार्क्स के, कैसे किया? टेल मी.
सर वो प्लान्स तो सर बहुत बनाए थे कि मतलब पहले आई विल गो फॉर द डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस एंड एवरीथिंग, बट एग्जाम में जाके सारे प्लान सर मतलब सही नहीं रहे, क्योंकि सर ये साल all of the questions were shuffled up. There were no questions as if the first mark questions were 1 mark questions will come first and then the second mark questions, so you can sort it out and you can go do the questions which you want as per your preference. This time the
ओके
questions
ओके.
were shuffled up, so you
अच्छा.
did not have the choice of which questions you want to do first. So that is where your time management gets affected, because when you give mock tests, you see the 1 mark questions first and then you accordingly plan how you want to go forward your entire time management for those 1 mark questions and for 2 mark questions.
Yeah.
So here it becomes very difficult to manage time. Those 3 hours, it becomes very difficult. So you have to very, go question after question. You have to keep less times on those questions that you can, that the 1 mark questions that you can do much quickly, the theoretical ones you have to do those very quickly. Otherwise the numerical type questions, they will consume a lot of time and you will not be able to finish the paper. That is what I think.
ओके, सो लाइक सी, अभी जो लोग तुम्हारे जूनियर्स है, जो लोग नेक्स्ट टाइम पे जाएंगे, फॉर दोस दिस क्वेश्चन इज ओके, कि जब तुम देख रहे हो कि तुम्हारे पास कोई क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं, so if you are not being able to do, what you should do, you should go forward to the next question, or you should wait until you solve the question. कितना टाइम तुम दोगे एक क्वेश्चन को, या
So
तुमको एक टाइम पे होगा कि ये तुमको समझ में आ जाएगा कि ये क्वेश्चन मेरे से बनने वाला है नहीं, सो आई शुड लीव इट एंड ऑल, वो डिसीजन बोलो.
सर वो भी डिपेंड करता है सर कौन से सब्जेक्ट का क्वेश्चन है, एज हाउ योर स्ट्रॉन्ग दैट सब्जेक्ट इज. इफ यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट दैट यू कैन, आई वुड सजेस्ट दैट you wait for some time, you read that question again and you can probably solve that question. But if it is of some subject that you have not studied very well, so you do not know half of the aspects, so you will not be able to waste time on that question and complete the paper also. So you will not be able to solve that question also if you put in more time in some subjects that you have not studied properly. So that is how I think one should progress. One should be confident about some questions that yes, I can solve this. Then you have to put some time on that question, because 2 mark questions will require some time. You cannot do
Sometime,
it very
yes.
quickly. Yes, sir.
And comparatively, 1 marks question you can do it much
Yes,
faster.
sir. Yes, sir.
So I
Those are
will.
generally the tricky ones. So that can be done much quicker than the 2 mark
Hmm.
questions.
Okay. So 3 hours time में, did you keep any time in your mind that I will revise in this time the questions that I have done? या तुमको रिविजन का टाइम नहीं मिला?
सर पहले सर जब मॉक टेस्ट दिए थे तो आई हैड
Hmm.
प्लान्ड आउट दैट आई विल कीप आउट 20 minutes फॉर
Okay.
taking the questions which I have not done and
Hmm.
also rechecking the questions that I have done. But
The
at the
calculations.
end, yes, sir, I
Hmm.
had done that. But
Hmm.
in the end, I had only approximately 5 to 10 minutes in hand. So I had
Hmm.
to see up the few of the questions which I had put in for uh,
Review.
revising, yes, sir, for reviewing
Hmm.
and checking the calculations. I only got to check almost 3 or 4 questions. That's it. Not much
Okay.
time was there.
Okay. Okay. So I would suggest that each question जब तुम कर रहे हो, you approach that question such that कि वो question तुम सही बनाओ. अगर नहीं हो रहा
Yes,
है,
sir.
leave it. Mark it for
Yes,
review
sir.
and proceed on to the next question. I think Uzair Kazi, you have missed the portion. He asked that how you prepared for mathematics. So just answer in brief. तुमने mathematics के लिए कैसे preparation किया था?
Mathematics I had took up in the very beginning, and the
Hmm.
lectures which were done by the subject faculties, these were
Hmm.
very helpful in clearing out the concepts. I had to make up some formula book or formula
Hmm.
charts for mathematics, especially wherein the some part like matrices was simple, so I had to do that, revise it more because that was a scoring part. So that is how I went across, keeping out the scoring and the simpler parts first and then taking up the difficult parts in the latter stage.
Okay, so Uzair Kazi, I hope you have got the answer. So you have to जो भी तुम्हारा मतलब जो भी पोर्शन में यू फील दैट यू आर लेस कॉन्फिडेंट गो विद दैट पोर्शन फर्स्ट जो सब्जेक्ट जो पोर्शन तुमको आ रहा है यू डू इट एंड सॉल्व एज मेनी क्वेश्चंस एज पॉसिबल द मोर यू
Yes,
सॉल्व द
sir.
मोर कॉन्फिडेंट यू गेट दिस इज द ओनली मंत्र दैट यू कैन गेट ज़्यादा सॉल्व करोगे ज़्यादा तुमको कॉन्फिडेंस यू विल गेट एंड यू कैन गो अहेड. So see, we have like I have seen the papers, both the papers. I have analyzed the paper. So as a faculty point of view, my point of view will be a bit different because I've seen the papers. I'm analyzing the papers for the past 3 to 4 years. Now, as per your point of view, a student's point of view, how did you felt? Paper कैसा था? How was the level of the paper? Was it diluted from the last 3 to 4 years? Was it standard or above standard? कैसा था?
I think personally, sir, the paper was very diluted. I made a few silly mistakes, almost for
Okay.
around 4 to 5 marks, and that could have been avoided. But
Hmm.
as a whole, if you see, the paper was very diluted. Like the first ranker almost got 95 marks, so
Okay.
that itself gives you a standard
Hmm.
that the paper was very easy to crack.
Hmm.
Although it required knowledge of all of the subjects. You
Hmm.
cannot choose some subject and then give the paper. Otherwise, that will make the paper very difficult for you to crack.
Hmm.
But if you have studied almost majority of the portion, then the paper was very easy to crack, I think. So it was a diluted paper, but not so difficult, but it was easier, I think. It was on the
Okay.
easier side.
So over here, I would like to add something. See, I have been analyzing the papers for the past like 4 to 5 years, and what I have seen is that the paper standard has been a little bit diluted, but the dilution doesn't mean that the standard has gone down. All the questions are very basic, conceptual. They doesn't require you to mug up something. It only requires you to have the concept thoroughly. So if you have the
Yes, sir.
concept thoroughly, तुम आराम से निकालोगे, आराम से आंख बंद करके निकालोगे, ठीक है. सो गेट के क्वेश्चन से डरना नहीं है, खाली अपना कंसेप्ट बनाना है लाइक अनीस एंड यू विल एकदम आराम से यू विल क्लियर इट.
Yes,
ओके.
sir.
सो दिस टाइम एक नया like a topic was included, yeah, not a topic, a new type of question, MSQ, multiple
Questions.
select question. There was a
Yes, sir.
big like wind कि क्या होगा क्या होगा. So
Yes,
MSQ
sir.
से कितने type of questions आए थे? I know it's
Sir,
very less.
in set one, there was only one question. We
One,
had
yeah.
practiced a lot of questions based on
Yes,
MSQs, but as
yes,
this was
yes.
the first year, I think they did
Hmm.
not put in much efforts in MSQs,
वो
and
mind
there
games
was
था, I
only
guess.
one simple question. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Probably from the next few years, they will increase the number in
Okay.
MSQs.
So for the MSQ question, I want to tell everyone like जो लोग हमें भी सुन रहे हैं बाद में भी सुनेंगे. For the MSQ questions, you have to be like theoretically very sound, because MSQ questions में basically they will give either theoretical questions or they will club 2 or 3 numerical questions. So theoretically अगर तुम sound होगे, most of the MSQ questions you can answer.
Yes, sir.
ओके सो और एक क्वेश्चन है दैट इज हाउ डू यू फील द सब्जेक्ट वेटेज जो तुम बात कर रहे हो जियोटेक एनवायरनमेंट, तो सब्जेक्ट वेटेज क्या जैसे रहता था वैसे ही था या इस टाइम कुछ चेंज हुआ है?
Sir, the for environmental, I think the questions were less asked. Geotechnical was almost similar, but for quantity survey, there were almost two to three questions that were asked on basically on bidding. So
Hmm.
those questions were something new. We had not prepared for that, but
Hmm.
it came out of the blue. And
So
rest for all of the subjects, it was almost similar, I think.
so in every year you have to expect 2 to 3 questions जो कि थोड़ा सा इधर
Yes,
उधर से
sir.
देगा, जो कि थोड़ा
Yes, sir.
अनटच्ड
Out of the
क्वेश्चंस रहता
blue.
है, जो कि थोड़ा अनटच्ड रहता है. दैट्स
Yes,
व्हाई
sir.
द बेसिक मंत्र फॉर गेट इज व्हाट you all should know that you have to prepare for the worst and you have to hope for the best.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, ये कुछ भी आ सकता है, कुछ भी. हाँ, लेकिन आई विल प्रिपेयर फॉर द वर्स्ट एंड होप कि जो मुझे पता है वही आए. ओके,
Yes, sir.
राइट.
Correct.
So now I will ask you about ki, why did you choose Vidyalankar and how was your like journey with Vidyalankar? Tell me your experience with Vidyalankar.
Vidyalankar, sir, I was a part of Vidyalankar from almost the beginning of my BTech. I had joined Vidyalankar first for maths M3. Then I was a part for M4 also, and then I attended the Vidyalankar GATE seminar. And from there, I had that interest of giving GATE. So
Hmm.
I came again for Vidyalankar only, Vidyalankar coaching. I had been, so the experience from maths, it was very good. So I had a very good the confidence level of on Vidyalankar that the teaching faculties are very good up to the mark. So that is the reason I chose Vidyalankar as a whole. And the feedback as which I would give as a whole about the gate teaching, it was a very good experience. The faculties, the revision lectures, everything that was up to the mark. They can prepare you for getting the best course that you can. You just need to brush up the concepts, study every day, have be consistent. That is everything I would like to say.
Okay, so you have to follow जो भी क्लास में पढ़ाया गया है. You have to go through
Yes,
that.
sir.
You have to always be
Yes,
in touch with that. You have to always be in line with that. Then only your preparation will be up to the mark. Uzair Kazi says, "Sir, we get frustrated when we look up to the portion. Don't look up to the portion. एक एक करके portion लो और खत्म करते जाओ. See, if you see the journey ahead, it is 10 miles, you will feel scared. 10 माइल चल के जाना है, बहुत दूर होगा. एक एक माइल जाओ, you will reach 10 miles. Okay?
yes,
So
sir. Exactly.
see things in short forms. Short में things को लो, you will easily go to the end. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have few more questions. Okay, so अभी
Yes, sir.
ये जो COVID आ गया, the like we are almost meeting after 1 year. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So COVID जो आ गया उसके बाद we shifted from the offline to the online courses because it was obvious we cannot go for the offline courses. So ये जो online पे आ गए, तो online पे क्या difference लगा? वो online पे जो difference आया, फिर ये online में तुमको क्या लगा? It was good, bad, pros, cons, कैसा लगा? वो थोड़ा online का share करो.
Sir, in the
Like
beginning,
your
it
thanks,
was
Vidyal.
in the
Yeah.
beginning it was very difficult to cope up to the online lectures, but as
Hmm.
time went on, I understood that it was for our best, and
Hmm.
it was very advantageous because you could save a lot of time. You were at home most of the time, and you could study for a longer period. So the time that got usually wasted in traveling, that you could occupy that time also. Plus you did not feel much tired.
Hmm.
Although the teaching experience that you get, the understanding that is there, that is a bit less in the online lectures, but still it is manageable. And it helps a lot because you get a lot of time in your hands and you can prepare for that extra period of time, so that in over a span of around 6 months it helps a lot. And
So
once you
actually,
get
I would
used to
say,
it, it is very
hmm,
good.
बोलो बोलो यार. So actually, like it is a blessing in disguise because तुमको कहीं
Yes,
बाहर
sir.
जाना नहीं है, कहीं बाहर से आना नहीं है, कोई थकान नहीं है, कोई बाहर का झंझट नहीं है. You are at your home, getting fed by your mom, study, revise, and give the exam.
Yes,
So
sir.
I think for
Exactly.
students it was a blessing in disguise,
Yes, sir. You
right?
could prepare for a longer period.
Yeah. तुम मतलब ज़्यादा टाइम दे सकते हो इसमें.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it was a good option. मतलब वो सही रहा. So now I would like to know about your future plans कि तुम क्या करना चाहते हो. Whether you want to go for the like masters or job, वो तो तुमने बता ही दिया कि अभी तुम.
Yes, sir.
But still I would
Open
like
to
to know.
both. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Sir,
You open to both.
currently I am thinking about exploring for MTech, but I have not been open to it. Actually, I'm double-minded right now, so I am thinking about all of the options right now.
Okay, so any like specialization or any college that you have in mind कि मुझे यहाँ पे जाना है, यहाँ पे apply करना है?
Nothing as such, sir. Probably I will try if I can get for any IITs, but as of now, it is undecided, I would say.
Okay, so as of now, so no specialization. You haven't decided about any specialization right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so are you planning to give any other further examinations for any the PSU such as like ISRO, BARC and all, or for yeah, or for that matter any state PSUs and all? You
No,
have
sir, not currently, but as and when
mm,
the openings come up,
mm,
the I can get to understand what the job is and what I am applying, and then I can
mm,
accordingly decide. But as of now, there are not much openings as of now, so I will
mm.
drop it right now.
Okay, so that means you open to both masters as well as you open to job, be it
Yes, sir.
any government organization, the service commissions of the states and all. So you're
Yes, sir.
open to all, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
As and when the
so
opportunities come up.
okay, that's good. That's good. So, Anish, we have seen your journey throughout. तुमने क्या किया है, कैसे पढ़ा है? You have done very good. I'm like
Yes, sir.
very happy for you. Okay, and one tip or any suggestion that you would give as a student, since you have given. So, any tips that you want, you can give
Sir, to the future aspiring students, I would
to
like
the
to say
future
that
aspiring students. Yeah.
yes, sir. I would like to say that first you need to take up the simple subjects, establish a base. You need to develop a habit of studying. Then only then you can, you can give some time every day, and that is how you can get get to complete the entire subject. Because if you are inconsistent, you will not be able to complete the subject. You will not be able to revise the subjects, and it will not give you a good rank that as much as you are expecting. So first to set up a good base and then keep on revising the content.
Then keep on
That's it.
revising and solving as much as you can.
Yes, sir, and give as many mock tests as we can.
Yes. Okay. So, like we have covered up all the basic things that we need to कि कैसे कैसे करोगे. Okay. So, जो यहाँ पे है, जो लोग next year में apply करना चाहते हो, so I think you have got a bright idea about how you need to approach. Now, I will just give you a generic thing. I will just say a generic thing, like what you need to do in a technical term. Supposedly, when you are going for gate examination or any this national level examination, so you have to just keep one thing in mind, that if your target is say 10 miles, what you do, you set your mean target. Like you set in concrete, you set your mean target. The mean target will be your target plus at least one. That means if your target is to go 10 miles, your effort should be of at least 11 miles.
Yes,
अगर
sir.
ये तुम दिमाग में रख के चलोगे, you will surely reach that 10 miles. Okay.
Yes.
So I hope we have covered up the basic things कि कैसे कैसे गेट में how was this thing, and we have shared, अनिश ने भी share किया अपना experience. Okay, Anish, so it was nice talking to
Yes, sir.
you. Okay,
Yes,
you
sir.
have all my wishes to you. Do good in
Yes, sir.
life,
Thank you so
and
much, sir.
thanks, and best wishes for all your future endeavors. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
chalo. Chalo. Have a nice day.